Hello friends, welcome to Affairs Cloud Learn to Lead. This is Ashu and today we will discuss very important current affairs of 24th of October 2020. You can see the two best images of the day, but today we will discuss 7 to 8 very important and the most important current affairs. So watch the video till the end. But before proceeding, I want to discuss about Affairs Cloud subscription that you can buy our Affairs Cloud current affairs with two methods. You can visit our website, that is affairscloud.com/current affairs, or you can directly go to the description box of this video. There is a link of subscription. Now, what you will get in the subscription? You will get the daily PDF. In the daily PDF, you will get the theoretical current affairs and the question and answer format current affairs. Next, you will get the weekly PDF. In the weekly PDF section, you will get the current affairs in the order of the week wise. Next is the weekly test. That is very important to evaluate yourself that how much current affair you can retain for long time period. Next section and most important section is the monthly PDF. In the monthly PDF section, you will get the 5 PDFs. In the first PDF, you will get the theoretical current affairs. In the second, you will get the question and answer PDF. It means all the theoretical current affairs converted into the question and answer format. So you can revise and retain the current affair very easily. Next section is related to the pocket PDF. Guys, it is again very important, as the name suggests. It is very important before your exam, because before your exam you can revise the current affair very easily. Next is the banking, finance and the economy PDF. It is again important for those aspirants who are preparing for the banking exam. Last but not the least, that is the question and answer PDF top 100. It means top 100 current affairs of the month will be provided to you in the form of question and answer. And guys, these current affairs are available in Hindi as well as in English. And this subscription comes at very low cost. If you visit the website or go to the description box link, then you will surprised to see the price. And on that minimal cost, we are providing you 10% extra discount. If you use this code, then you will get the 10% extra discount on that minimal cost. Now, let's start today's current affair of 24th of November 2020. Here is our first question. Second edition of SITMEX 2020 or 20 trilateral naval exercise took place between India and which countries? So one most important thing, that this name of exercise, that is the SITMEX. SITMEX 19, it means in 2019 it was hosted by the India. It means it happened in the Port Blair in 2019. But in 2020 it basically hosted by the RSN. RSN stands for Republic of Singapore Navy. Remember, this time it is hosted by Singapore. This is first important thing under this question. That's why I marked under the most important. Second, it is a trilateral naval exercise. It means 3 countries involved under this exercise. One is India. Second is guys Singapore. Third is Thailand. So answer should be D, that is both A and B. So remember, SITMEX means Singapore, Thailand and India. So how you can remember? You can remember by the name in simple form, that is Singapore, India, Thailand. That is the 3 countries maritime exercise. So this is very simple and it is a naval exercise, and this time it is hosted by Singapore. These 2 or 3 things are important for you guys. You can also see in the picture that SITMEX Indian Navy participates in 2 days trilateral exercise in Andaman Sea. Next question. India's first moss garden was inaugurated in which state? Guys, most important question, mark under the most important section. India's first moss garden was inaugurated in which state? Now, first important thing, what is the moss garden or what is the moss? So guys, moss are small flowerless plants, and they are amongst one of the most ancient flora on the planet. One of the most ancient flora on the planet, and are listed under in the International Union for Conservation of Nature, that is IUCN Red List. And the state of this moss garden, that is India's first moss garden, was inaugurated in the state of Uttarakhand. Remember, in the state of Uttarakhand. And in which district? That is in Nainital. That is the very famous hill station, Nainital. So remember, it is the moss garden. You can see in the picture. These are basically the moss. These are the flowerless plants, and they are amongst one of the most ancient flora on the planet. And this is moss garden, comes up near Nainital under the Campa scheme. So if you belongs to the Uttarakhand, then you can remember this Campa. That is Compensatory Afforestation Fund Management. Afforestation Fund Management and Planning Authority. And they are basically set up in the 2019, and the main purpose to set up this moss garden or the moss park for the conservation of different species of the moss. It will also serve the purpose of the generating awareness among people regarding the importance of moss in the environment, and it also has developed as a recreation center for the tourist, and it means the tourist activities can be increased by conserving this moss garden. You can also see here India's first moss garden was inaugurated at Kurpatal, Nainital district of Uttarakhand by renowned water conservation activist of India, that is the Rajendra Singh, also known as Waterman of India. Another one important thing, that is who is known as the Waterman of India, that is the Rajendra Singh. The garden has been set up for purpose of conservation of different species of moss. What is moss? Moss are small flowerless plant. They are amongst one of the most ancient flora of the planet. And why this moss garden setup? Because it is just to purpose of the conservation of different species of moss and creating the awareness among people regarding the importance of moss in the environment. So remember this thing. And the state is Uttarakhand, guys. Very important, Uttarakhand. Jim Corbett National Park is there. That is the oldest national park of India. You can also remember one more important, that is the Valley of Flowers. Valley of Flowers National Park is also in the Uttarakhand. There is a Rajaji National Park is also in the Uttarakhand. Remember three things: Jim Corbett, Valley of Flowers, and Rajaji National Park in the Uttarakhand. These three things very important for the Uttarakhand. And who is the Chief Minister? That is Trivendra Singh Rawat. Trivendra Singh Rawat is the Chief Minister. And what is the capital? There are two capitals basically. One is the Dehradun. In the winters it is Dehradun, and in summers it is the Gairsen. Remember, it is the Gairsen or the Gairsen. Summer capital is the Gairsen. Move to next question. Which company and Invest India launched the SDG Investor Map Report for India? Not so much important. That's why it not comes under the important, very important, the most important. It is simple question. Just remember by my question. Which company and Invest India launched the SDG Investor Map Report for India? So one more important thing in this question is the SDG, that is Sustainable Development Goals. It is basically decided by the United Nations. So the answer is D. The United Nations Development Program and Invest India launched the SDG Investor Map Report for India. And you know what is the time period of SDG? That is 2015 to 2020. Sorry, not 2020, 2030. And how many goals we have to achieve? 17 goals we have to achieve under this SDG goals. Remember how many goals? 17 goals. You can see in the picture also, Invest India launched SDG Investor Map for India, laying out 18 investment opportunity areas. You can also see here, SDG Investor Map Report for India represent 18 investment opportunities areas in 6 sustainable development goals. It means if you want to invest in India, then there are 18 segments under which you can invest, and by this investment, India can achieve these 6 sustainable development goals. It means by investing on these 18 areas like healthcare, agriculture, financial services, renewable energy, then India can achieve these 6 sustainable development goals, enabling sector that will support India to advance the sustainable development. So this is the main purpose. I think you can understand this news very easily. And the most important thing is the United Nations Development Program, who launched this type of the program, that is the SDG. And where is the headquarter of United Nations? That is in the New York. And what about, guys, second company, that is the Invest India. Invest India is a non-profit venture under the Department for Promotion of Industry and the Internal Trade under the Ministry of Commerce and Industry. So no need to remember about the Invest India. Just remember it is a basically United Nations Development Program goal. Move to next question. What is the theme of 23rd edition of Bengaluru Tech Summit 2020? Very important question, because I am asking about the theme, and so many times examiner can ask the theme of the some occasion. Like this time it is the Bengaluru Tech Summit 2020. And guys, the theme is next is now. So remember the theme, next is now, because no need to remember the place because it held virtually. So that's why it is not important where it will held. But remember the theme is the next is now. You can also see here Bengaluru Tech Summit 2020, November 19 to 21, and the theme is next is now. You can also see here it is the 3rd edition of Bengaluru Tech Summit 2020, held from 19 to 21 of November. The summit is being held completely in the virtual platform. So no need to remember the place, just remember the name of the theme. Karnataka government has signed 8 memorandum of understanding. This is again important, guys. 8 memorandum of understanding with different countries like Finland, UK, Sweden, but no need to remember. It is all related to the information and technology. Now, most important thing here is the Karnataka, because Karnataka is very famous, guys, because of there is a Kudremukh National Park, or Kudremukh Mines is there. You can also see here Bandipur National Park. Bandipur National Park. So these two things are very important, and so many things like coffee. In the coffee production, Karnataka is number 1 state of India. You can also remember this. And who is the chief minister? That is B.S. Yediyurappa. B.S. Yediyurappa. And who is the governor? That is Vajubhai Rudabai. Remember Vajubhai Rudabai, and he is currently the governor of Karnataka. So this is all for this news. Moving to next question. Which country hosted 15th G20 Group of Summit? That is the most important. 15th G20 Group of Summit. And in 2020, I already told you it is hosted by the Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia. I told you so many times, every day almost, I told you that this time the chairmanship goes to the Saudi Arabia, and in next year it goes to the Italy. It goes to Italy, and India will host in 2023. Remember, India will host in 2023. Before that, India have to host in the 2022, but now India will host the 2023. You can also see here Narendra Modi attended 15th G20 Summit, Leader Summit, and theme is the realizing the opportunities of 21st centuries for all. This is most important question, that what is the theme of the G20 nations? Realizing the opportunities of 21st century for all. And in G20, total 19 countries are member, and one organization is also member, that is the European Union. You can see here the summit chaired by Saudi Arabian King Salman bin Abdul Aziz Al Saud. So remember, the king of the Saudi Arabia, who basically chaired this meeting by default, because it is hosted by the Saudi Arabia. The schedule take place in the Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, but due to COVID-19, it was held virtually. Overcoming the pandemic, economic recovery, restoring jobs, and building an inclusive, sustainable, and resilient future. That is the basic aim of the G20. The Saudi Arabia passed the G20 president to Italy for 2021. Remember, for 2021, it goes to the Italy. So remember one more important thing, guys. G20 summit. G20, I am writing here that G20 summit in 2020, it is basically lies with the Saudi Arabia. You all know. 2021, it goes to Italy. All you know again. 22, earlier it was hosted by the India. It will be hosted by India, and 2023 hosted by Indonesia. But now they swapped the agreement, and 2022 will be hosted by the Indonesia, and 2020 by the India. Remember this, note this thing, because 4 to 5 days ago it was basically shifted that 2022 will be hosted by the Indonesia and 2023 will be hosted by India. So it is basically swapped between two countries. Remember this. Now move to next question. NABARD has sanctioned rupees 74.31 crore to which state under Rural Infrastructure Development Fund, that is RIDF. Again, important question. And guys, this fund is provided by NABARD, that is the National Agriculture Bank for, that is the National Bank for Agriculture and Development, and it is basically providing the infrastructure development fund to which state, so that the rural infrastructure of this state can be improved, or you can say the rural connectivity can be improved. And this state is, guys, Meghalaya. Remember, the state is Meghalaya. Mark under the very important section that National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development provided this type of the fund. And no need to remember the fund, that is almost 75 crore. It is provided to the Meghalaya state. And most important thing here is the NABARD. Remember, NABARD was established in 1982 by the Indira Gandhi government, and chairman currently is the G.R. Chintala. Remember, the chairman is G.R. Chintala. That is the most important question it can be asked. And headquarters is in Mumbai, Maharashtra. Many students mark the NABARD headquarters in the Delhi. No, NABARD headquarters is in the Mumbai, Maharashtra. And next is important state is the Meghalaya. There is a very trio combination of the peak is very important. That is Garo, Khasi, Jaintia. Garo, Khasi, Jaintia. Remember this. And Shillong, you can remember the capital. Chief Minister is Konark Sangma. Konark Sangma. And governor is Satyapal Malik. Remember the name of the governor because he was recently shifted to the Meghalaya. That is the Satyapal Malik. And there is a very important biosphere reserve and national park, that is the Nokrek. Remember, Nokrek Biosphere Reserve and Nokrek National Park is in Meghalaya, and Garo Khasi Jaintia Hills also in the Meghalaya. So very important things I discussed about the NABARD and the Meghalaya. You can also see here, for improving the roads of the Meghalaya, NABARD provided, or for the rural connectivity, NABARD provided almost 75 crore rupees to the state of Meghalaya. Move to next question. RBI has imposed rupees 1 crore penalty on which bank for unauthorized bilateral ATM sharing agreement with another company. So RBI imposed 1 crore rupees penalty to which bank? That is the very important question, guys, for the banking exam, marked under the very important section, that to which bank RBI imposed this type of huge penalty, and they are basically using the unauthorized bilateral agreement, that is the ATM sharing agreement with another company. And the bank is, guys, Punjab National Bank. Remember, the bank is Punjab National Bank. And you can also see in the picture one more important thing, that RBI restricts the withdrawals from Jalna based Mantha Urban Corporation Bank for 6 months. You can remember to which bank RBI provided some restrictions, that is the Mantha Urban Corporation Bank for 6 months. Even the banks can also not grant loans or make any investment without prior approval of the RBI. Without prior approval of the RBI. So remember this. Earlier it was the PMC Bank of the Maharashtra, but now it is the Mantha Urban Corporation Bank for 6 months, and all the withdrawals, loans and the investment is restricted for the 6 months. Now most important thing here, which is very important, that the RBI imposed the 1 crore penalty to the Punjab National Bank, and it is unauthorized bilateral ATM sharing agreement with one of the international subsidiaries of the bank, namely DRUK or the DRUK PNB Bank Limited, Bhutan, since April 2010 without the prior approval of the RBI. So if you go beyond the limits of the RBI, then you have to face some type of the penalty, and this is the basically reward, or you can say the punishment for the PNB. Now moving to next question, but most important again one thing here is the Punjab National Bank. Tagline of the Punjab National Bank: the name you can bank upon. The name you can bank upon. Where is the headquarter of PNB? That is in the New Delhi, not in the Punjab, that is in New Delhi. And who is the managing director? That is SS Mallikarjun Rao. Remember, SS Mallikarjun Rao, he is currently the managing director and chief executive officer of the Punjab National Bank. Move to next question. Which union minister won the Vatayan Lifetime Achievement Award 2020? That is the most important question. Remember, which union minister won this Vatayan Lifetime Achievement Award 2020? And it is our Union Minister of Education, that is Ramesh Pokhriyal Nishank ji. Ramesh Pokhriyal Nishank. You can also see here, Shri Ramesh Pokhriyal Nishank, Union Education Minister, receives Vatayan Lifetime Achievement Award 2020, and mark this question under the most important section, guys, most important section. And this award for his contribution to the literary works of India. Why he received this award? That is for his contribution to the literary works of India. Along with the Union Minister of Education, Manoj Muntashir, famous poet and lyricist, won the International Vatayan Literacy Award 2020 at the Vatayan UK Facilitation Ceremony. And guys, one more important thing, that is the Vatayan Literacy Award. This award, or the Vatayan Awards, Vatayan Award is presented by the Vatayan UK organization, London, to recognize and honor the contribution of poets, writers and artists for their works in their respective field. I think you are surprised by the name of the Ramesh Pokhriyal Nishank, but he is very famous writer, and he has written more than 75 books on the various fields, and many of them were translated into many national and the foreign languages. His book includes, very important book includes, Dreams That Don't Let You Sleep. Dreams That Don't Let You Sleep. That is one of the favorite book. And second book you can remember, that is Sakaratmak Soch, Swami Vivekanand. It is basically related to the Swami Vivekanand thoughts. And so many books are there that he has written already 75 books. So he is very famous writer. And remember, another person, Manoj Muntashir. Manob Muntashir, famous poet and lyricist, won the International Vatayan Literacy Award. And Union Minister, that is the Vatayan Lifetime Achievement Award 2020. So these are very important things you have to remember and mark under the most important question. Most important question. Move to our next question. Who launched Sentinel-6 Michel Freilich ocean observation satellites to monitor rising global sea level? Now, this is again important question. Mark under the very important section. Name the ocean observation satellite name. That is the Sentinel-6. Sentinel-6 Michel Freilich. Michel Freilich. If I am wrong in the pronunciation, forgive me. But the name is, I think, correct. That is the Sentinel-6 Michel Freilich. And it is basically launched by the NASA and the European Space Agency, that is the ESA. And guys, so the answer is very simple, that is both A and C. That is NASA and the European Space Agency, that is the Europe agency, and it is the NASA, that is the USA agency. So remember this. And it is just to launched to monitor rising global sea level and was successfully launched into the orbit of the SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket from Space Launch Complex in the California. So the headquarter of basically the SpaceX. So you can remember. And it is the first of the two satellites jointly developed by the NASA and the ESA. Remember this. And remember the name of the satellite, that is the Sentinel. And why it is launched? It is just to monitor the rising global sea levels. Rising global sea level due to the global warming. And remember, where is the headquarter of NASA? That is the Washington DC, US. And where is the European Space Agency headquarter? That is in Paris, France. Remember, it is in Paris, France. Move to next question. You can also see here, NASA successfully launched Sentinel-6 satellite on SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket to monitor global sea levels. Move to next question. Which state partners with ADB, that is the Asian Development Bank, to improve the infrastructure of the state? Earlier it was NABARD, who is basically connecting the roads or the rural connectivity, or to improve the rural connectivity of the Meghalaya state. Now, this time it is a name of the state who partners with ADB to improve the infrastructure of the state. And it is, guys, Himachal Pradesh. Remember, that state was Meghalaya, but it is only for the rural connectivity, and this time it is the for overall infrastructure, and it is by the ADB, Asian Development Bank, to the Himachal Pradesh. You can also see there, Himachal Pradesh partners with Asian Development Bank to improve infrastructure facilities, and it is, you can see the image of the Chief Minister Jairam Thakurji. Now, you can just remember that it is just to improve the infrastructure of the state, and rupees 9 crore out of the estimated rupees 15 crore required for the construction of so many facilities, and it is provided by the Asian Development Bank. And remember, 4 things about the Asian Development Bank, which I already told you, that president is the Mast Sugu, headquarters in Philippines, that is in Manila, member countries are 68, and when it was established, that is in 1966. Asian Development Bank established in 1966. Now, move to next question, and guys, mark under the very important or the most important question. Which state government set up Gau cabinet? Gau, it means the cow cabinet, for cow protection. Gau means, Gau is a Hindi word, and in English it is known as cow. The state government set up cow cabinet for the cow protection. That is the most important question, or you can simply say the very important question. And this time it is the Madhya Pradesh. Remember, Madhya Pradesh, that Chief Minister is Shivraj Singh Chauhan, who established this Gau cabinet for the protection and the promotion of cattle in the state, especially the cow. And these are the 6 departments: animal husbandry, forest, panchayat and rural development, revenue, home and farmers, and welfare departments will be a part of the Gau cabinet. It means the Gau cabinet consists of the 6 departments. Remember, Gau cabinet consists of 6 departments that is related to the environment. That is, one is the animal husbandry, second is the forest, next is the panchayat and rural development, next is the revenue, next is the home and farmer welfare department. These are the 6 cabinet departments which comes under the Gau cabinet or the cow cabinet. Remember this. You can also see in the picture that Madhya Pradesh government to set up Gau cabinet for cow protection, and Gau cabinet consists of the 6 departments. You can also see here the first meeting of the Gau cabinet was held virtually in the November 22, 2020 at Kamdenu Gau, Abharyana in Agar Malwa district. Agar Malwa district, which India's first cow sanctuary. Remember, India's first cow sanctuary is the Kamdenu Gau Abharyana in Agar Malwa district. the Gau cabinet resolved to start 2000 Gaushalas in the state. That is the cow sheds in the state. They want to start the 2000 cow sheds. They discussed levying Gau Seva Kar. It means they want to basically put on the cow cess on the different varieties of the different areas. So remember, they just want to increase the revenue so that this cow cess can be used for the cow protection. This is the main purpose of the cow cess. So remember 2 or 3 things in this news, and most important state here is the Madhya Pradesh. Very important state Madhya Pradesh, because maximum forest area lies with the Madhya Pradesh. There is a Panna Biosphere Reserve, Panna Biosphere Reserve or the Panna National Park. There is a Panchmadi Biosphere Reserve is also there, Panchmadi. There is a Bandhavgarh National Park also in the Madhya Pradesh, very important national park in the Madhya Pradesh. Remember this. Move to next question. Northeastern first ever cow hospital opened in which state? Northeastern first ever cow hospital opened in which state? So you have to tell me what is the answer, and it is again very simple guys, and this time it is in Assam. Remember, the state is Assam, under which first ever cow hospital opened in state. Cow hospital, all you know why it is opened, so no need to tell that. So it is just to recover the or just to treat the cows in well manner. That is the hospital in the Assam. And where in Assam? That is in Dibrugarh. Remember Dibrugarh. A cow shelter in Assam, Dibrugarh, inaugurated northeastern first ever cow hospital, that is known as Surbi Arogya Shala. Remember Surbi Arogya Shala on the occasion of the Gopashtami. On the occasion of the Gopashtami. Move to next question. Which state launched Mukhyamantri Unnat Godan Prakalp? Again, it is related to the cow, to make self-sufficient in milk production. Remember, Mukhyamantri Unnat Godan Prakalp or Prakalp. Prakalp means Sankalp, to make self-sufficient in milk production. So tell me which state government started this type of the initiative, that is Mukhyamantri Unnato Godan Prakalp. And this time this state is the Tripura. This time the state is Tripura. Remember, this Godan Prakalp scheme is to make Tripura self-sufficient in the milk production by ensuring that more cows are born through selective chromosome selection. More cows are born through selective chromosome selection so that maximum to maximum milk production can be achieved. Remember, the state is Tripura and it is Mukhyamantri Unnat Godan Prakalp. Under this scheme, the sex-sorted artificial insemination of the livestock will be adopted till 2023. And with this system, it is estimated to achieve 90% cow births, which are highly efficient to produce the very high quality of milk. Remember, and this program will be ended in 2023. This scheme is basically till the 2023 and state is Tripura. You can see here Tripura launched Mukhyamantri Unnat Godan Prakalp to boost milk production in the state. Now move to next question, that is the 21st of November 2020. Not so much important day, but it is asked 1 or 2 times. That is World Fishery Day. World Fishery Day. Why this day is observed? That is very simple. It is just to create and spread awareness about the importance of healthy ocean ecosystem and to ensure the sustainable stock of the fisheries in the world. And this time the main important organization is the Ministry of Food, or you can say the organization name, that is Food and Agriculture Organization, FAO. FAO. Where is the headquarter of FAO? That is in the Rome, Italy. Remember, it is the United Nations organ and it is the FAO, Food and Agriculture Organization. Where is the headquarter? That is in Italy, Rome. And in India, the ministry is related to Ministry of Fishery, Animal Husbandry and Dairying. And who is the currently Union Minister? That is the Giriraj Singh. Remember, Giriraj Singh. He is currently the Union Minister of Fisheries and Animal Husbandry. And World Fishery Day, I already told you why it is observed. Move to our next question, and it is the one-liner important section. First is the Rajnath Singh released 2 books titled Loktantra Ke Swar and the Republican Ethic Volume 3, collection of the selected speeches of President Ramnath Kovind in Hindi and the English. So just remember one important thing, the name of the book Loktantra Ke Swar, or in English it is known as the Republican Ethic, and it is the 3rd volume of this Loktantra Ke Swar, and it is just a collection of the President Ramnath Kovind's speeches in Hindi as well as in English, and it is released by Union Minister of Defense, that is Rajnath Singh. Now moving to next question. It is a new mushroom species that glow bright green found in Meghalaya forest, and it is known as Rhodidomyces philostachus. that is Rhoridomyces philostachus, new mushroom species that glow bright green, found in Meghalaya forest. Just remember, it is a name of a mushroom species and it is found in Meghalaya. Next is IMO recognizes India's IRNS as a component of WWRN, becomes fourth nation in the world to have independent navigation system recognized by IMO. I already told you about this thing, so remember, this is a IMO, that is International Maritime Organization, has accepted NAVIAC, that is the navigation with Indian constellation, that is the old name of the Indian Regional Navigation Satellite System, that is IRNSS. That is most important question. I already covered in the 22 and 23 video, but you can again remember that India is the fourth country. India become the fourth country in the world to have its independent regional navigation satellite recognized by IMO, International Maritime Organization. Where is the headquarter of IMO? Maximum students know the organization starting with the I and ending with the O have headquarter in the Geneva. But remember, IMO is exception and headquarter is in London. Remember, IMO headquarter is in London. And it is a component of WWRNS, that is Worldwide Radio Navigation System. No need to remember this full form. Just remember, India became the fourth country. Earlier, the other three countries who have their independent regional navigation satellite system, that is United States, Russia and China. USA, Russia and the China are the three countries and India is the fourth country. Now move on to next question. It is the third global or the three global organization, FAO, OIE and WHO launch global group to tackle AMR, that is antimicrobial resistance. No need to remember these three things, but you have to remember the one important thing. The three groups, three countries or three organizations basically started to found a group or to form a group to tackle this antimicrobial resistance. So remember this. Next is the government approved subsidized loans for micro irrigation projects. Tamil Nadu received highest loan approval. No need to remember, just remember Tamil Nadu. Next is the cyclone Vemco hit the Philippines and Vietnam. Remember the name of the cyclone, that is the Vemco. Cyclone Vemco hit the Philippines and the Vietnam. Recently, Cyclone Nivar hit the Puducherry and the Tamil Nadu and the surrounding areas. So this is the cyclone Vemco which hits the Philippines and the Vietnam. So guys, this is all for today. And it is very important news for you that Nivar cyclone expected to be hit in the Puducherry and the Chennai areas of the Tamil Nadu and the other surrounding regions. So our services may be delayed due to the storm, heavy rain and the power cut. So we appreciate your understanding and participate. We will try our best to provide all services and we will upload all the pending videos very shortly. So guys, thank you for supporting us and we will definitely appreciate your understanding. And if you like this video, then subscribe this channel and guys press the bell button so that you can receive the notification on time. And guys, provide 700 plus likes so that you can receive the more videos on the different content also. And it is Affairs Cloud promise that it will boost your confidence on the general awareness section. And thank you guys for watching this video. Take care.